company, but let's go ahead and get right into it as all of our special guests are here. Of course, the first person we're going to introduce is our host, Box Pierce. Yeah. We'll start with our head coaches. Head coaches, you go find a seat, leave one seat open for you for your athlete. We'll start introducing head coach Dr. Peter Ormsby, cross country, track and field. From golf, Coach Hannah Luckett. And from Spirit Squad, Coach Kristen Freeman. Your athletes joining us here today from cross country and track and field, Delson Burkhart. Yeah. From golf, Chessa Lee. And from Spirit Squad, Maddie Horn.
All right, welcome everybody. We'll jump right in. Coach Luckett, your team has had a third place finish and a fifth place finish so far during the spring season. What have you learned about your team so far, and how have they grown since the fall season?
I've learned that my team is a very competitive team in the best way possible, and I would say that this spring I've implemented into practice challenges and games to kind of get that fire underneath them during practice, just like they have during tournaments, and I'd say that just really helped us.
I'll follow up with you, Chessa. From a player's perspective, how have you grown since the fall, both individually and as a team?
Yeah, just like Coach said, she's been really pushing us on a competitive level, just trying to, implement the games and stuff like that. I think that really helps us get ready for tournament play, just because when you're out there on the course, it gets challenging, just try to get into that mindset. So being able to practice that in practice helps a lot and gets us ready for that tournament type mindset.
Then Coach Ormsby, 3 new school records so far this outdoor season, 4x100 relay team with an NCAA provisional mark this past weekend at the Braves Classic. What have you learned about your team and just thoughts on overall performance so far during this outdoor season?
We just keep going around and around, very fast. But I think it's always motivating that when we have an indoor season, we lose by just a hair. That we come out a little bit more motivated in the spring for outdoor. It's hard for the kids because they're in season from the time they step foot on campus till the time they graduate or the semester ends. But we've got some lofty goals for the next 3 to 4 weeks, including this guy right next to me. So.
I'll follow up to you, Dustin. Just same thing I asked Chessa. How have you grown and improved since the indoor season? Just thoughts on team performance so far.
So as far as how I've grown, this year has been a lot of just patience and just taking everything with a grain of salt and just knowing that the goals that we do have set in place will be achieved. But it's just, just being patient, staying healthy as much as we can, and so we can get there.
And Coach Freeman competed at the Conference Carolinas competition this year. Dan's team brought home a second place finish. How has your program grown and evolved over these last few years?
Well, when I first got here, the team hadn't competed either team in a few years, so that was something that we were, navigating all together, is getting back onto the competition floor, to the competition side of things. Since I've been here, the girls have just grown, I would say, skill-wise. I guess you could say attitude-wise, the way they handle things, just their passion for the sport, I think, has been reignited because when I first got here, they didn't really have a competition to necessarily compete in, not a conference one at least. So giving them that opportunity has really shown more of I feel like I'm shaking, so if y'all see me shaking, that's because I am. But it's giving them, a competitive edge and just their camaraderie and how they deal with each other, how they act by each other as teammates, and the way they support the other teams, and just all of the things that Spirit Squad encompasses have just improved since I've been here. And that's due in part to the girls wanting to do better and be better, and due in part to me as well. Just wanting to give them a good experience as well as provide what we can for ourselves as well as the other teams.
And then for Madison, can you just take us through what the preparation was like for that competition? Just overall thoughts on your final season.
So we started back in the fall semester prepping for competition. We looked at our routine from last year. We looked at the new skills that we have and that we can put into the routine. We sat down for hours thinking about music, formations, every small thing that goes into that routine. And leading up, after we finally choreographed the routine and put it together, we practiced a lot over and over and over again. And we might practice something and then we come and practice the next day and coach is like, yeah, I went home and I slept on it and I didn't like it. So we would change the whole thing. And then when it was finally set in stone, we just kept doing it over and over and over again to make sure that when we got out there, it was just muscle memory and that we had to do nothing but just perform. For my final season, I think this was probably the funnest year, honestly. And being head captain, like, I have a bond with all of my teammates. And even though we didn't win first place, we won second place only by 2 points. I'm proud of each and every person on the team. I don't think anybody could have done any better than what they did. I think everybody put their whole heart and soul into it. And I feel like I can hang up my 4 years confidently saying that we did our best and we did everything we were supposed to do, even if it costed us those 2 points.
I'll go back to you, Coach Freeman. You've been a head coach at the middle and high school levels before taking over here. What changed for you as a head coach making that jump to the collegiate level?
Just the kids. I call them kids. They're not kids. They're adults. But just the skill set, I would say, and a lot of degrees, as well as the maturity level, of course. I had only ever dealt with 5 to 17-year-olds. So that's a lot different, especially when you're having to deal with, all those issues you have at those ages, as well as parents and other activities that they're involved in, and things outside of their sport. But when you get to college, it's a little different because most of your athletes are here because they want to be here and they want to do this, and this is something that they're, put a lot of time into and enjoy and actually find. They're not being, my eyes are open now. They're not being forced to do it, I guess you could say. It's not like they don't, I'm not saying all of them do, but most of my kids are here because they want to be here, and just the work ethic is different, and then just the environment as a whole, like the relationship the athletic department has staff-wise is a lot different too, coming from high schools, and you just don't have the camaraderie like you do here, and the relationships, and seeing people every week, almost every day, and that's just what has changed for me, and it's been a great change. I probably would never go back to high school or middle school. I mean, I loved it, I did, but it's just a lot different when you get you're working, an adult working with an adult rather than an adult working with a child.
And then Coach Luckett started off as an assistant in Limestone before taking over the program in Newberry. Same question for you. What changed for you as a coach making that jump to the head coaching role?
I'd say the biggest change from an assistant to a head coach is the sole responsibility of recruiting. As the head coach, that is completely your job to find student athletes that align with not only UNCP's vision, but also the vision that I have for the golf program and the goals that we want to achieve.
Then Coach Ormsby started off as an assistant at Florida State before taking over at Weber International. Same question for you. What was some of the changes that you saw jumping from assistant to head coach?
I think I'd have to jump in with Coach Luckett because the buck kind of stops with me. So it's a lot more responsibility, a little bit longer hours, and I put the staff first. So like, if the staff does good or the team does good, I want the staff to take full credit for it, and I will be in the back, getting ready for the next race or getting the van warmed up if it's a warm meet, a cold meet. But for the most part, it's fun on certain days. It's not so fun on other days. But I think when you look back year after year, there's always going to be people and places and events that you really kind of want to hang your hat on and enjoy. So that's 10 years here at Pembroke and everything else. So yeah.
Then for Delson, what was the recruiting process like for you, and what was it about Pembroke that ultimately led you to being a Brave?
So, kind of sort of, I just stumbled over here, sort of. I ran into Coach Ormsby once at Jungle Run. I don't know if you remember. And he told me, you're like, hey man, you ran a good race, but you need to run faster at the beginning and then run fast again at the end. So that kind of stuck with me, and then I ended up stumbling over here. I prayed about it, shot to God, But I got an email from Coach Ormsby. He said, hey, if you're still looking to run, there's an opportunity here. You can come run for the team. We have a spot for you in the roster, and I just took that and just full send it after that.
I'll go to you, Madison. Did you always know you wanted to do Spirit Squad at the collegiate level, and what led you to Pembroke?
So I've been dancing since I was 8 years old and competing since I was 10 years old. And at that age, you don't really think about college or high school. You just think about the then and now. But it wasn't until I got to high school where I said, okay, when I go to college, I'm going to go where I can dance. Because I knew that I wanted to keep dancing. I knew there was something else for me out there. And kind of like Delson, I just kind of stumbled over to Pembroke. And it's close to home, which I really enjoyed. And then being on the team is really what kept me here, because dance has been a big part of my life, but specifically my 4 years on the Spirit Squad is unlike anything that I've ever experienced before. So, yeah.
And same thing for you, Chessa. What was the process like, and what led you to being a Brave?
I was in a bit of a different situation. I actually didn't play golf for my first year of college, so I actually had the opportunity to stumble upon Mr. Christie when he was over the golf program, and one thing led to another. I got in contact with him, and he was able to give me an opportunity after a year of being out, because I went through a lot of stuff in my life, and golf just wasn't a priority to me at that time. But I appreciate his, taking a leap of faith with me, and it took a lot to get back into it after a year. So I was like, Pembroke's close to home for me too. I'm only an hour away, so and I had some family come out here, and I was like, might as well. It's close to home, and give it a shot again. And golf means a lot to me. It's always been a lot to me. I've played for like 10 years of my life, and it meant a lot to people that I love, and it's all I've known for a long time. So I think having that opportunity just pushed me to keep going and try to be the best that I can. Despite life struggles, everybody goes through it. So I think just having something to look forward to every day, keep you going, keep you out of bed. I think that's what I love about it the most, and I think that's why I came here to get another opportunity to show what I could do.
Coaches, I'll let you brag on your athletes for a little bit. Coach, I'll go to you first. What's Chessa meant to you and your program?
I would love to brag on Chessa. As Chessa just stated, we actually arrived at UNCP at the same time. So I can't thank Chessa enough that she trusted me and believed and embraced my coaching style and my coaching process. She has really gone all out, especially when it comes to her teammates. She always wants the best for her team, and so I really appreciate all that she has done to kind of bring the team together, and just can't thank her enough for going through this process here at UNCP.
Same thing for you, Coach Freeman. What's Madison meant to you over these last 4 years?
Madison came into me, I think it was COVID. Was it your first year? Was her first year, so I didn't really get to form any type of relationship with her that first year. We all were on Zoom all the time. We never had practice and all of that. We were all there. So, but when Madison did come in, she was 19 years old. She was still learning. She was still navigating life, and I've just watched her mature extensively over the past 3 years. She's been a great leader for the team. She loves dance. She loves her team. She's always asking me questions, texting me, hey, coach, this and that. I like this song. Do you like that song? Do you like this outfit? Look, should we wear this? Do you want to do this at the game? She's just the type of leader and captain and athlete in the, while we're at practice, that is always like pushing her teammates to do better. And if something doesn't work, she's like, well, how can we fix it? She's the one that has, honestly, we probably wouldn't survive this year without her. She choreographed a lot of the things that we did, not solely alone by herself, but she went home and she would come in and say, hey, look at this. I came up with these 2 8 counts last night. What do you think about this? So just watching her grow, not only as a dancer, but as a person, has been rewarding because, she's just, I think she's going to be successful in anything that she does. And it's just been fun to see her. I would say become an adult. I don't want to say she was a child when she got here, but just her maturity level has really grown, and that's why I put her in the captain position, because last year I could see that she was going to be the type of leader that we needed on the floor. And so I'm just really thankful that I have Madison. I've been lucky enough in dance to have captains that have skills that far exceed mine in dancing. But it's been a blessing, because without, some of our leadership, I don't think we would have placed where we placed this year, and I don't think we would have been able to put out the performances and the material and the things that we have done. So losing Madison is going to be definitely a detriment to Spirit Squad, and maybe she'll come back sometime and do grad school, but she's not going to. So that's okay.
The same thing for you, Coach Ormsby. Been around him for 5 years now. What's Delson meant to you in the program?
Well, when he said he stumbled into me, like when he came to me, he had like the old man Chopat straps on his knees, running 20 miles a week, and then like that first year he went from like 20 to 50. So like the Delson you see now is not the Delson of 5 years ago. 3-time conference champion, just an all-around like team leader. We don't have team captains, but we have an organic leadership amongst the men's team. So like, it's been really fun to talk training and everything with him. So he's helped me grow as a coach, as an event coach. That if you would have told me that I could coach a 150 guy like 5 years ago, I'd say that's not going to happen. But this guy proved me wrong, and we're constantly working for the next 3 weeks, or hopefully 6 weeks, to get back to nationals, which he should have been there last year after getting on our provisional list. But it's been a blessing, and I don't use that term very often, but it's been a fun 5 years with Delson, and yeah, I don't want to say it's only a half an hour show. So
I'll stay with you, Coach. What was your sports background growing up, and what got you into the sport?
Well, in the Mid-Atlantic, we have a lot of Nordic skiing and biathlon. No, I'm kidding. I thought about that while I was swimming. So. No, I played soccer growing up. Ran AAU track for a couple summers. Swam a summer or two, and then really I didn't do track full time until I sprained my back at a high school soccer camp. So it just kind of came. I ran college cross country, not track. And one thing led to another as I went further in my schooling to when I got to Florida State. It was one of those things that just kind of clicked. I was able to surround myself with peers and mentors that really helped me grow, and not having a full college track background, it helps, but if you surround yourself with the right people in the right places, it does kind of osmosis out.
The same thing for you, Dustin. What was your sports background growing up? Was it always all track, or what was that kind of like?
No, actually it wasn't track. It was mainly basketball and football. Really wanted basketball, but moving here, like 2014 or something, missed tryouts, so I had to run track. That was the only thing I could do for the year, so ran track, and pretty much I just stuck to it from there. And then when I hyperextended my knee one time in football, I got really upset because I wanted to run track in cross country. So that's when I knew it was meant to be.
Same thing for you, Madison. What was your sports background growing up?
So this might be kind of hard to believe, but when I was little, my mom put me in soccer and softball because that's what my brother did when he was young. And at that point, it was kind of just like something to keep me active, help me make friends, and kind of just figure out my thing, I guess. And then she put me in dance because I had been begging for a long time. I want to try dance. All my friends were doing it. And I was still playing softball at this time. And I wasn't good at it, but I was playing. And then I got asked to be on my studio's first competition team when I was 10 years old. And then softball kind of just like fell, I guess. I was like, yeah, dance is my thing. Like, I don't play sports that involve a ball, but so I stayed with dance. I did cheer for a year, and then I took like tumbling classes here and there, but then I just knew that dance was my thing. It was something that just came naturally to me and something that I really loved.
Same question for you, Coach. Sports background growing up?
Well, I do not have an athletic family. I am the only athlete in my family. My sister was in dance. Obviously, I think I don't want to say all little girls, but lots of us little girls do dance, I think, as one of our first things. But I was in dance for 2 years, and then my friends started doing, what's it called, recreation cheerleading. And I was like, oh, Mom, no, I gotta be on the cheerleading team. I gotta do cheerleading. So I started cheerleading when I was 11, and there was nothing else for me after that. I never wanted to play anything else. I never wanted to do anything else. Cheer was life, and that's just what it was. I cheered from 11 to, so I would say 6th grade until my final year here at UNCP. So I did 4 years here, 4 years in college. All-star travel cheerleading, just about anything you can think of, camps, and just done different types of choreography and all types of stuff. So that's really my main background. But on the dance side of things, I just like to dance. I did dance for a little while, and the more I coach dance, the more I grow to love it. And I wish I would have had a little bit more of a background in dance, but cheerleading does involve dance, so I kind of feel like I'm, pretty well off on both ends. But yeah, cheer was life, and that's all I've ever been involved in. So.
Same thing for you, Justin. Sports background growing up?
My family was a very big sports family. Really basketball. My mom was a state championship basketball coach, like way back in the day. But I played basketball, softball. I wasn't good at softball either. So, but I was in North Carolina for a little while, and I had the opportunity to go to school in South Carolina. And in South Carolina, you can play varsity sports in middle school. So there was a golf team. They were starting a golf team in the 7th grade, and my mom was like, I want you to play golf. I'm not playing golf, Mama. I'm not doing that. So she said, okay, well, we're going to go to the beach. And we packed up in the car, and little did I know she had golf clubs in the back, and I showed up at golf practice that day and did not go shopping. So that's how I started playing golf, and all the way up through 7th grade. I actually got pretty good at it. Played top of the team probably all throughout high school, even through middle school. I was playing on the boys team for about 2 years at the same time. So, but golf has been my life for a long time, and I think that's why it means a lot. And I think my family played a big part in that too, because they pushed me to keep going, and my family's not a quitter, so we don't quit or we don't give up. So I think that's a big reason why I also came back to play and give myself another opportunity.
I played a lot of sports growing up, pretty much all of them. I came from a golfing family, surprise. But if there's any younger siblings out there, I had an older brother who played golf, and as a younger sibling, I got dragged to everything. So I found myself on the golf course at his tournament, so I really just got forced into playing golf, but it didn't take me too long before I fell in love with it. And I have been playing golf since about 4 years old. So got a lot of years of experience, and still love it just as much today.
We'll stay with you, Coach. Back-to-back Conference Carolinas championships. What's kind of been the recipe for that success over the last couple of years?
Simply put, I would just say dedication. Dedication to UNCP, dedication to the golf program and what our goals are, as well as dedication to themselves, finding out their why, of why they want to be a student athlete, why they want to play golf every day, why they want to put in all the hard work. So I really think once student athletes find their why is really when they kind of break out of their shell and can find some real success.
My why is, why does the ball always go right off the tee?
We can talk later.
For Chess, I'll let the athletes brag on their coaches now. What qualities do you see from the coach that allows you guys to be so successful?
Me and Coach get along really well. I cherish our relationship on the golf course, even off the golf course. But you know, she's constantly pushing me to be positive. Sometimes, you know, like you said, you know, you hit them right. Sometimes it can be pretty detrimental. But coaches out there, you know, she always saying, "Come on, keep going. Like you're gonna have a bad shot no matter what." You know, and she's a constant reminder of, you know, you're not always gonna have perfect shots. I'm guilty of being a perfectionist, so she reminds me that not everything's gonna be perfect, and you know, no matter what, you know, she's there. And she's gonna push you, and the confidence that she has for me, much less our team, is huge, and you can see it. And she puts her time into it, and you know, she loves the game of golf, and you can tell through everything that she does and through practice, and you know, helping us out individually and as a team. So I'm really thankful to have her as a coach.
And Coach Freeman mentioned second place finish at the Conference Carolinas tournament. What's kind of been the formula for you guys' success? And then the second part of the question, when you're building a team, what are you looking for when you're going through the tryout process?
For dance this year, to get that second place finish, we just really looked at what we needed to do on the score sheet, honestly, and pushed out everything that we could do on that score sheet to get, you know, the scores we needed to get, and pretty much put every skill that we had into the routine as a group and as individuals, and it just kind of, you know, melded together for us. And like Madison said, you know, we lost by a 2-point deficit, which was, I mean, I wish it would have not been that 2-point deficit, but you know, we got third last year, and we weren't happy with that placing, and so the girls just really wanted to prove that, you know, they could, you know, do better and come, you know, place higher, and if not win. Our goal, you know, we said all season is we just want to be in a better place than we were in last year. We want to place higher than we did last year, and I think that really was the formula of success. Is just, you know, everybody else is on top, and we're trying to get on top too in the athletic department. We have a lot of really successful teams, and we want to be just a part of that like everybody else is, and so I think that was our driving factor this year. At tryouts, I mean, I just really look for people that stand out, that have the skills that we need, that have the potential to get the skills that we may need. But I genuinely look for people that do have the experience, that do have the skill, that do have that performance value about them. It's not always about what you bring to the team necessarily for me either. I make my girls do references. I want to know why you're here, why you want to be here, what is your reasoning, because I mean, sometimes I'll get the answer is, I just wanted to get involved. I just wanted to be a part of something, which is fine and dandy, but you know, as a senior in college, it's kind of hard to get involved in any sport or anything athletic, but I just look for, you know, really people that want to be there, want to do better, want to get the skills, and have some of the skills, if not all the skills that we are looking for to be successful, and you know, not only on the sidelines but on the competition floor.
And Madison, two-part question for you. What's the tryout process like from a student athlete's perspective, and then what qualities from Coach Freeman that you see that let you guys be the best you can be?
So my tryout my freshman year was virtual, so that's very different than what you go through now. Every trial after that, though, after COVID, has been in person. So we come in at 9 o'clock in the morning, we check in, turn in all of our paperwork, and we spend all day learning basically game day material. We learn a few 8 counts of dances, we learn chants, and then we practice our turns, our jumps, our other skills, and then we come back in and we try out just with a group of people. So it could be like, you can go with 2 people or 3 people. And we wait till everybody gets done trying out, and it's very scary at the same time, but it's one of those things where you know what you can do. You just have to go in there, and you have to make the person sitting behind the score table, you have to make them know that you know what you're doing and that you know that you want to be here. What was the second part?
What qualities from Coach Freeman do you see that allow you guys to be so successful and be the best you can be?
I think Coach K is very she sees the potential in everybody. She knows that like if someone comes into the tryout room and they're not as bubbly and outgoing and ready to show their skills, she might can see what they're doing on the side when we're teaching everything. That person might be sitting in the back row, but they know what they're doing. They have a little something going on. And I feel like Coach K kind of saw a potential in me that I didn't when she was talking about me becoming captain and being a leader. And I also think Coach K is she can be like our mentor and our coach, but she can also create a relationship with us and she can be like a friend. Sometimes there's times in practice where we're taking a break, our brains are just done, we can't choreograph anymore, and we'll just sit there and have a fun talk with Coach K, and it feels like I'm talking to one of my roommates or my friends. I feel like to be a successful coach, you kind of have to have that relationship with your athletes, and I feel like Coach K does a really good job of that.
And then Coach Ormsby, just tons of success, indoor, outdoor, both the men's and women's side, the last several years. What's been the formula for all that success?
Good staff. I joke around, and I hope Delson doesn't. I just drive the vans. I tell the staff and I tell the athletes, like, I pay for the stuff and I drive the vans, and then the staff gets everybody ready. So like, I don't feel I play a huge role. I do, but I don't. But I do put the staff forward because they're the ones that make me look good. They're the ones that are doing the bulk of the recruiting. I recruit my athletes on my side of the program, my event groups. But for the most part, when we look at track, the middle distance side is a very small portion of that. If we've got 85 people on the roster, I've only got about 25% of that I'm under direct control for event group wise. So like the other 75% is really the staff's role to get those ready. So it's like everybody else has said, it's vetting the kids, because obviously we know that social media plays a huge factor these days. So like I've gotten to the point now where I'm looking at Instagram and looking at Facebook and seeing what they're doing outside of track, because anybody can tell you that they want to run track at the college level, but if they're doing stuff on social media that is counterproductive or hypocritical, then we kind of go a different direction. And the athletes are sometimes the best recruiters. If I've got a kid from an area from Fayetteville or Charlotte or Raleigh, I can go to some of the kids on the team and go, hey, you know this person? And they're like, yeah, good kid, not bad kid, and stuff like that. So we'll vet from the inside too.
And then Delson, if you want to give a little more credit than Coach Ormsby gave himself, what do you see from him and Coach Eddie that allow you guys to be so successful? And can you also rate his van driving skills?
Okay, I got you. First, I thought today Coach wasn't going to be humble. He's going to be like, nah, I got this, you know. But he's still humble. That's good. And his van driving skills are A+, or S tier in the Carsons, because I go to sleep every time, faithfully. And I don't wake up until we get there. And then just as far as their management between Coach Eddie and Coach Ormsby, it's A+, because I don't know how someone's able to manage or micromanage 80 plus people from both sides of the field to go and have everyone have the same tenacity for a common goal. So I think that takes a lot of management. So I think if he wasn't here coaching, he'd probably in the corporate setting with a big firm directing them.
Then for all our coaches, we'll start with you, Coach Ormsby, just because Mike's down there. What advice would you give the very first year coach version of yourself?
Don't let success get to your head. I think I've been pretty, like Delson said, I'm a pretty humble guy. Like I've got the 7 rings on my desk. I've got the Coach of the Year stuff behind me. So really, when athletes and parents walk in the office, that's not even on the forefront. It's really like I'm selling myself. I'm selling Pembroke. I'm selling what we're trying to do here. At the last minute, I'll bring out the rings and stuff like that. But I don't think at any one time I actually say, well, I'm a 9-time Coach of the Year honoree. So like that is way back then. So just stay humble.
And Coach Freeman, same thing. What advice would you give the very first year coach of yourself?
My first year ever coaching, or my first year here?
We'll go first year ever.
Oh, I was 19, so I could tell myself all types of things back then. I would say when I first started here, because at 19 I had a lot of work to do as a coach. But when I first got here, I think advice I would give myself is you're better than you think you are, and don't be intimidated, because when I first got here, I was like, oh my God, I don't know nothing. Not about like my sport, but just about all the like, when you work at a high school, you just don't have as much responsibility as a head coach as you do. And I won't say that because I wasn't, well, I guess I would. You just don't have to, it's not as much like lines you have to cross and paperwork and dot your T's and cross, dot your I's and cross your T's and all of that. So I think it would be, just you're better than you think you are. You have more to offer. Don't sell yourself short, because I think that kind of made me not put myself out there as much or not pursue certain things with the team, because I was like, oh, what if we're not successful, or what if this doesn't work out? So most definitely be confident within yourself and do what you know you can do without worrying about the what ifs or what if it goes wrong, because that's not going to change the outcome of the situation. So I just wish I would have had more inner confidence as a coach when I got here, to know that I could handle, because now I'm like, oh, bring it at me, I got it, what do y'all need me to do? But, my first year it was definitely kind of scary, and the confidence level probably wasn't as high as it needed to be looking back, 5 years ago. So just be confident in what you can do and come in with an attitude of, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to figure it out.
Some advice I would like to give to my younger self would definitely be to tell her to embrace the challenges that you will see every single year, as well as not get upset about things that are out of her control, and always keep a positive mindset.
And then for our athletes, what advice would you give a 10-year-old version of yourself, or just young golfer, dancer, track runner in general?
A lot of things. I think probably the main thing would be not everything is going to go your way, and people are going to come through your life, and they're going to go through your life. They're going to come and go, and you take what you get in that certain moment, and you power through it, and then you take on the next challenge. I think when I was younger, I'd get hung up on stupid things that didn't matter, and I think just knowing that there's a lot of better things coming for you, and you can be confident and not have to worry about anybody else, and just do your own thing, and nothing else matters. It's all about what you think is best for yourself, and not worrying about anybody else. So.
I think we can all agree that we would want to tell our younger selves a lot of things about a lot of different topics. But for me, I think I would tell my 10-year-old self to be confident and have fun. As a kid, I struggled a lot with confidence, especially in dance, because I had those friends who could do all these crazy tricks, all these turns. They were always at the front row in this dance when I was at the front row in this dance. Everybody has their own thing that they are good at. There were styles of dance that I was not that good at to start out with, but I pushed myself, and somewhere along the way I found a little grain of confidence, and that allowed me to put in a lot more work. I was like, okay, you know what, I really can do this. Like, I don't need to sell myself short. So I think confidence would be a main thing, and also to just have fun. People get caught up on winning too much, and after you play a sport for 10, 11, 12, 13 years, it can start to get boring. It can start to feel more like a job. But I think what has kept me still in a love for dance is that I've had fun with it. I haven't made it a thing like, okay, I have to do this. I have to be the best at this. Like, I'm not going to be the best at everything. I'm not going to be able to do what all of my teammates can do, but I can do better. All I have to do is be better than who I was yesterday.
All right. Might be a little contradicting right now, but I was gonna say I would tell my 10-year-old self to win. Maddie just said not to win, but I would say just win, keep winning, and then if you're not winning at what you thought you were gonna win at, go find something else to win at, and then have fun winning, because there's a lot of fun when you keep winning.
Before we get into our rapid fire, are there any questions out there from the audience? Anybody wants to know about our panelists? All right, we'll get into it then. We can just pass the mic back and forth. We'll start with you, Coach Hornsby. All right, best meal you can cook.
Grilled cheese.
Do I answer the same? Okay. Rice and beans.
Pasta.
Probably some type of pasta too.
Tacos.
Salmon quinoa salad.
Then we'll stay with you, Coach. What animal would you be in another life?
A bird.
I think a stingray.
I would probably be a wiener dog because they're great.
This is hard. Maybe a puppy dog.
I'm going with a gazelle.
I wanted to say I wanted to be a puppy, so that everybody would love me.
All right, for this one, athletes, you got to pick a teammate, and coaches, you can pick any other coach or athletic department member at UNCP. If you were stranded on an island with one person, who would you want it to be?
Who I want to be with? I think Coach O'Neill. For sure.
As far as my teammates, I would go with Norman.
For me, it would be Dee Dee, because she has everything all the time, and she always say on game days, she keeps me sane, and anytime I have a thought in my head, she thinks it before I do.
I'm gonna have to say Miss Andrea. Yes, because Miss Andrea can handle it all, and I know we would be good because she could figure it out.
I'm gonna go with Mama Mitchie.
I'll say Coach Padilla. Slavens.
If you could be a professional athlete in a sport other than your own, what would it be?
Basketball.
Hockey.
Gymnastics.
Softball.
I'll go with basketball.
NASCAR.
Travel back in time or to the future?
Back in time.
We just went back in time in Williamsburg this weekend, so I'm gonna go back in time again.
I would say to the future, because I'm a planner. I need to know what's going to happen before it happens.
I would say back in time so I could tell my mama to put me in more classes for my sport so I could be great.
I'm gonna say back in time because I feel like the 70s and 80s were great. So
Back in time for me as well.
If you could have a superpower, what would it be?
I would like to fly. Hence why I wanted to be a bird.
I think I want to be a mastermind.
I would like to be able to teleport.
I want to be able to read people's minds, because I'm nosy.
I would run fast.
Well, if I can't run fast, I'm gonna grow hair in my head.
Would you rather be able to speak every language in the world or be able to talk to animals?
Every language in the world.
Dang, I don't know. I'm gonna go with talk to animals.
Talk to animals, definitely.
I don't know, this is hard. Probably talk to animals because that would be cool. I might could use it to my advantage in some way.
I think I could use the other languages, but I don't think I have the money to use the other languages. So I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say talk to animals.
I would like to know every language in the world. And I don't want to know what my dog wants to tell me. She's annoying.
Dream vacation spot.
I would say Italy.
Greece.
I just want to go to the place where they have the water bungalows over the water. I don't know where those are at, but somewhere like that where it's real blue. That's where I want to go.
I would say Italy too.
I was trying to think of like a resort mountain place, but I couldn't. But the mountains, not the beach.
Let's go Hawaii.
Does pineapple belong on a pizza?
I'm gonna go with Morgan. I'm gonna phone a friend. Morgan says no, so I'm gonna say no.
I second that motion.
It's a no for me.
I've eaten it before, but it's not my first choice.
I also agree with that. I'm gonna say yeah though. I mean, why not?
No, does not.
All right, and our last one, celebrity crush.
Ooh. Rory McIlroy.
Austin Butler.
Y'all, I really do not know. I would have to think about this real hard because I do not. I just can't. No one is coming to mind at this very moment.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Miley Cyrus.
Britney Spears.
The current Britney Spears or the old Britney Spears?
Hit me one more time, Britney Spears.
It was actually my first concert when I was in third grade, Britney Spears.
I
Great times. Appreciate everybody coming out. Enjoy your lunches. Hope you enjoy the season of Winco Coaches Show. We'll see you back next year.